Guess what? I'm doing a collaboration with Christina from StinaCelestialBeauty, and I finally get to sit down and play with the Diabla palette. I have had this in my collection for so long. I bought it when it first launched and I never touched it. Shame on me, right? Like, shame on me. And I created this absolutely sultry vampire, vampy, gothic, whatever you want to call it look. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pull it off. If you are not following Christina, I don't know why you're not. She's absolutely beautiful. She's a mother of 3. She is talented. She is artistic. Follow her on Instagram. I will have her linked below. I will also have her video linked below as well so that you can watch hers. As a heads up, I do want to let you know that Blend Bunny is vegan and cruelty free as always. They collaborate a lot with makeup artists, tattoo artists, like several people. I don't have every single person that they have collaborated with. Palettes have to speak to me. Palettes have to call to me. And this is one of those palettes that calls to me. And I love it. This is a palette that's for an artist, an absolute artist. And I don't think that's me. So in hindsight, maybe I probably shouldn't have bought it. However, it definitely pushes me out of my comfort zone. I have to show you guys. This has like that texture to it. It's padded, it's heavy, it's rearrangeable. Rearrangeable magnetic pans? I can't remember. I think they are. I think they are, and it's textured. This is just so much fun. I don't know how Blend Bunny keeps doing this, coming up with so many creative things. This launched so many months ago. I believe it's still in stock. I will have that linked below for you if you're curious. As for everything on my face, this is all, well, the majority of my cheek products are in a different video. This time I kind of tamed it down a little bit. I was a little worried. You know, I've been a little blush heavy. I'm trying to get a little bit better. Trying to tone it down a little bit because I've been a little crazy with my blush. But that video is already filmed. I will have that linked for you. If I haven't already linked it for you, it's here. Or it's in the description box. I'll have it down there too. It doesn't really matter. It's there. I have it somewhere. As for the rest of these products, they are linked in the description box down below. I try to keep that as organized as possible. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'd be struggling getting through description boxes to find what people are actually using when I want to purchase them. I've done my best to keep that organized, girl. If you click on any of those links to make a purchase, thank you so very much. You are supporting my channel, and I would not be here without you supporting me. If you have not already and you like this look or you are entertained by me in any way whatsoever, because let's face it, that's the real goal, hit that like button. If you are not already subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. And let's get into it because I don't typically do such scary and intimidating looks. And I feel a little intimidated by this look today, a little bit. Today I'm using the Diabla palette in collaboration with StinaCelestialBeauty. Christina is an incredibly beautiful and talented creator. She has done some really creative looks. She's also a mom, so when I reached out to her to ask if she would like to do a collaborative video, how do I do this without blinding you? She brought up using this Diabla palette by Blend Bunny. We both have this palette. I haven't even touched it. I've had this for a hot minute since it came out. It's stunning. And I thought, you know what, that is a great opportunity to reach into a palette that I have not used. It's very intimidating, but I'm looking forward to diving into it. I'll have this palette linked down below for you as well as the creators page. So I was thinking of using more of the purples in this palette and maybe a touch of the red, and I'm nervous and she's way more talented than I am. Let's start by taking Ring Finger. This is a Melt, it's a very fluffy Melt 818 brush. It's actually a highlighter brush. I saw Laura using this big brush to do her buffing with and I thought, what a fabulous idea because it's such a fluffy brush. I can get away with doing it. And even though I have smaller eyes, or at least eyelid space, I can still use this to really buff out some shadows on my crease. I want to be as creative as possible here because Christina's very creative. I cannot reach her level of artistry no matter how much I try, but I'm going to try. I'm determined to do this look justice. I'll come back in after I have finished to build up and bring these colors back to life a little bit because during the blending process, they tend to disappear from time to time. This is just gonna be the most interesting purple look I've ever done. Let's go into the shade Falling here. I'm not nervous about the shadows because I know Blend Bunny shadows perform really well. This is a Sigma E38 brush. I'm gonna work this into the crease. What I'm nervous about is the combination of purple and red, which goes really well together. They're side by side on the color wheel, so I'm not stressed out about that. I'm just stressed out about doing this look justice and making it come together the way I'm envisioning it. One of my favorite things about a palette like this from Blend Bunny is they always add, well, not always, let me rephrase that. They add a white or a black shadow in several of their palettes in case you want to lighten or deepen any of the shadows to give you a little bit of creativity there. I'm going to start with Diabla. This is a My Kit Co. Danessa Myricks My 25. I'm going to pick it up more on the tip of the brush and not too much. I was gonna say not too much, but we might be in trouble here. I'm gonna pack this all over the front half of the lid very carefully. Get it worked in there. And the reason I love using a white base for shadows like this is it really makes those shades pop, especially if you're gonna use red or purple, so that those shadows really give you the color that you see in the pan. And it's so strange going from luxury beauty to indie makeup. There's so many different looks you can do with indie makeup, and when I do that with luxury beauty, I feel a little limited. So sometimes it's a little crazy to watch my videos go from a little more light and a little more elegant to very bold and clown-like. And Christina had mentioned wanting to do something a little more 80s themed or 90s themed, and I truly don't know how to do that. So I'm looking forward to her video. I'm looking forward to her look because I don't know how to do that, and I'm just so excited to see what she can pull off. I picked up Lust on the very edge of my brush here. I'm just gonna blend this into that purple very gently, very soft light, because I could go very heavy-handed very quickly, and I don't want it to get away from me. Very small circular motions. Okay, wish me luck, because I'm gonna take this shade Sin and pack that onto the back half of my lid. I'm so nervous. These are so impactful. I think we can do it though. Honestly, it might not be too deep compared to Diabla. So maybe we're not gonna see too much of a transition there. Who knows? I find very few matte shadows to pull a true red, and this one is pulling a true red, and I'm a big fan. I love me a good red eyeshadow. Brings out that grungy gothic side of me that I don't get to show too often on camera. Sometimes when I finally sit down to film, and I really wish that when I have my thoughts together I could just sit down and do it, but I don't have that luxury. And when I finally sit down, I'm like, what was it I was gonna do? I'm gonna switch to a Sigma E42, and I'm gonna pick up this very deep shade Closer right here on the tip of the brush and see if I can't deepen up that corner without going into that black. I might actually have to go into that black shade to really deepen this up a little bit more, because it's not giving me that real deep dark outer corner that I was wanting. So let's do the same brush and pick up that black shade and really keep it close to the lash line there. I think Black Heart, it may not be the blackest black I've ever used, but it's definitely working on top of this red and purple the way I was hoping it would and knew that it would, because it's Blend Bunny. So the only thing left for me to do here is to blend this out. So I'm gonna blend this out off camera. I'm gonna be a little creative here and take some of this red gel liner. This is Scarlet from Milk Cosmetics. This is one of the best gel liners, especially if you have really hooded lids or fine lines, a lot of wrinkle, like mature lids in general. This is one of the best gel liners. You just have a lot of time to work with this. It doesn't get stuck in your fine lines, and it is smooth and doesn't skip over any of my fine lines. Place this down and then blend it out a little bit to give those red shadows something to adhere to. And then I am going to buff this out with the shade Sin on this flat Fantasy Cosmetica brush. Kind of pack it underneath my lashes here, right at the lash line. And bring it up to that outer edge. This is gonna be one of the crazier looks I have done in a long time. Wild and scary and vampy. And then Black Heart one more time. I'm gonna pick this up on a Game Beauty EO5 brush and really pack this into that outer edge. Not bring it too close to the center. Just keep it right out here. My eye is tearing up here on the outer edge, so I'm not sure if it's because I'm sensitive to the formula or if it's just because, especially since it's spring outside, my eyes are super sensitive to any touch. So this will be the safest. I'm gonna take an E36 brush from Sigma and pick up the shade Lust on the very tip of the brush. And then, without being too weird here as I look into my mirror, blend out that red just a touch. It's gonna give me a sickly look. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. I do make it for me. So it still has a bit of that red there, and then you can't see too much of a harsh line of demarcation, so it looks really good. White hot on a Fenty pencil brush. We're gonna give it a go. We're gonna do our best, and then we're gonna play with some shimmer because I need to play a shimmer. Let's get both sides before I dip into any other shadows. I might pack on more white later, but for the time being, I want to use shimmers. What I'm gonna do is take my NYX glitter glue here, pack it onto the back of my hand, and then gently pick it up with my pinky, because if I use a paddle brush like I tend to do from time to time, it gets away from me. And I'm just gonna pack it all over this right lid first. Do I want to do Inferno or do I want to do Forbidden? Let's swatch Forbidden, Inferno, and then maybe do Diva on top. Oh yeah, we're gonna do Inferno and just pack that on here. That's pretty. Let's do a little bit more, see if we can really amp it up. And then let's take Forbidden, that's still on my finger, and pack that over that back corner. I know not everybody likes to bring their metallics all the way back. I do. I don't mind it. I don't always do it, but I don't mind it. And especially with a little gentle patting motion over that, it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. Just wait. Hold your breath. So with this E42 brush, I'm going to pick up Into the Void very gently while my eye is still a little bit sticky, and do that here on the very back and really amp up that depth. Kind of keep it to the lash line there because I really want to use that red liner. I don't know how because I love these metallics. And then I've cleaned off my Fenty brush. I'm going to pick up this shade Fate and pack that right into that inner corner area. Kind of give that a shift. Might look a little more pink, but if I avoid that pink metallic, look more like multi-chrome. It might, maybe I need to use my finger a little bit. Let me try my baby finger and pick up Fate. Oh, it's kind of like a little crystal topper. I get it in there. Whoa. No, well, that got it in there. Get it right up in there. And kind of pack it over just a little bit. You guys, that is so good. Is that a cat fur? Feels like a cat fur. That is so good. Stick with me. I'm going to take this pink metallic on the tip here of an E21 Sigma brush, spray it, and then put it on the lower lash line. It's going to give it a little pink, but we need a little pop of something on that lower lash line there. And put this here. We're going crazy with these shimmers and metallics. I was going to do a little more matte, but this works for me. You really can't tell that that's that pink metallic pop shade anyway, but it does give you a little something right there. A little dimension, a little contrast. Oh, I should probably close my gel liner so it doesn't dry out on me. I want these bottom lashes here to be red, so I picked up my gel liner on my spoolie, and I'm going to paint my lashes red. This is the Melt gel liner. There's so many things you can do with it. Laura used it as a base. Laura used it as lipstick. I'm trying to use it as mascara. I can't deny that I like the way that looks. very, very vampire-ish, and I love it. I love it. I love it. This is such a good gel liner. I'm so glad they brought back Scarlet because it's one of the best red gel liners. So I think because there's so much depth out here and the way I've blown up my look, I'm not going to be able to do a wing today. I've taken it on a Sigma EO5 brush, the gel liner that I've been using, and just kind of accentuated my lash line here to really help bring a little depth to the lash line, make it look like my lashes are a little more full. And that's all I've done, because the back outer half of my lashes are already pretty deep, so it's kind of pointless for me to do anything there. You're not really going to be able to see it. I finished off this very vampy, sultry, vampire-esque, kind of gothic leaning look with the MAC lip pencil in the shade Plum, and then I used one of my Dior limited edition lipsticks. I'm very sorry you cannot get this anymore. It's been sold out for a minute. This is Rouge Forever. It's a matte lipstick, but it's one of the better matte formulations. And I just kind of did a really sultry, vampy lipstick to complement this. I really wanted to bring out more of that monotone-esque look. Can't really say it's monotone. There's purple with red, so we got two different tones going on. But I really wanted it to lean much more red and give me that deep, mysterious, sultry, a little scary vibe with this look that I did. And I'm so happy that I got a chance to do this collaboration with Christina, because this palette, as much fun as this palette is for someone who is super creative. And that's not me, girl. I'm not super creative. Like, I can do a full blown out look, but I'm not super creative. I mean, I don't even think I used that many shades in the palette, but I did try my best to use as many as possible to really kind of get a feel for the mattes and the shimmers in here, and they're very good quality. I hope you had as much fun as I did, because this brought out some creativity in me that I wasn't even sure I had, and I feel really cool. I really do. At 41, I feel like I'm doing a good job pulling this off. And I think I forgot to mention somewhere in there that these lashes are the House of Lashes Siren Double Lashes. Singe Beauty is coming out with some lashes. They've never done lashes before, and I'm really excited to pick up that 3-pack collection and see how those work. Thank you for spending your day with me. If you have not already, do something for yourself today, because you are worth it. Bye, guys.